Let's take a look at the Tackle Club BARRA Jacks Too Big for a Box for March. So first up this month, we've got a surface inclusion. From our friends at Chase Space, we've got the new Flexi Frogs. This is a 3-pack of pre-rigged surface frogs ready to go straight out of the pack. Obviously rigged weedless, so these are going to be fantastic for like throwing over your lilies, throwing into heavy structure, skip casting these up under some overhangs. Fantastic for both BARRA and Jacks. Now don't forget, these are made of a TPE material, so that's temperature elastomer. So do not mix these with the other soft plastics unless you want a nice big blob of soft plastic goop. So keep them separate from your other soft plastics. Keeping with the soft plastics theme, we're going to move over to this big one that's in the bag this month from Shad's Lures. This is a huge paddle tail soft plastic, and we've actually coupled it up this month with the BARRA jig heads from Bramble Lures. So these will fit perfectly with your new big Shad's paddle tails. These are obviously probably going to be a little bit big for Jacks, but we're thinking big BARRA for these ones here. The huge paddle tail on these with the thick minnow profile body, you're going to really replicate things like a mullet, a garfish with these as well. But we're obviously thinking big BARRA for this thing. So if you're fishing your impoundments, this is going to be perfect for that. I've got the 3/4 ounce jig head here, so it will get a good sink rate, and you can fish it deep, but you can burn it in the shallows as well. Now, if you're fishing shallower waters, a bit of structure, or you want to do some trawling, then look no further than the Bagley Minnow B05. So I've got a nice golden black color here, one of my favorites, ready to go straight out of the box. I might look at upgrading the trebles on these if you really are in an area known to have big BARRA or feisty Jacks. But something like this, great for the trawl. So even if you're flicking the edges as well, like your weed edges, your rock beds, your mangroves, you can just cast this out and just give it a rip down and just pause it there. Just let it sit in that structure for a bit before you go into like a slow to medium wind or a couple of twitches out of that thick structure zone. Now, if you want a very natural approach with a smaller profile body, then we're going to jump over to the jerk prawn here. So these are pre-rigged prawns ready to go, just tie them straight to your line, straight out of the packet, and you're away fishing. So something like this, I do like to let sink deep into the structure. Obviously, this is danger territory for snags, but also danger territory if you want to start catching some good fish. So let this sink deep into the structure, and you want to just sort of hop it back out of that structure as well. Obviously, can be prone to snagging, so there is 2 in the packet, so you're good to go if you do snap one off. And then last but not least, we've included some heavy leader for you this month from Suffix. This is the Suffix Super 21 FC, which is fluorocarbon. So I've got here the 60-pound fluorocarbon, which is going to be perfect for tying on lures big or small. Preferably myself, when I fish surface, I fish no leader, or if I'm going to fish a leader, I'll chuck on monofilament rather than fluorocarbon, because your monofilament will float as opposed to the fluorocarbon sinking and can mess up the action of your surface lure. Such as your frogs, you can find that it slowly pulls it underneath the water, or it can pull the front of your popper down rather than facing up. But just a good thing to remember, if you're fishing surface, maybe just cut your leader off or swap it over for a mono leader. If you want to check out the BARRA Jacks box or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that is right for you, and welcome to the club.